So you guys want to know how I make the AI videos? Well, I'm about to show you. I am not a gatekeeping heifer. So we're going to use this picture as an example, and I'll walk you through how I made it and then how I made it come to life. I'm also going to show you how I add sound and other effects to my videos. So open up your Kling AI app, then go to text to image or image to text. I'm going to go to image reference because we are trying to make an AI twin. So what you do is you find a picture of yourself, and when you click that, it's going to focus in on your face. And if you like that, then you go ahead and make the reference strength very high. That way you're making it get as close as possible to your actual features. So then you put in your prompt. Now I use Beyonce as my body model whenever I need to, because we have the same type of hair and we have the same skin color and we're about the same size. So it makes it a lot easier for me. I've tried every other way, but because she is a celebrity, it makes it easier for the AI to be more accurate and consistent. So let's put it this way. The best way for you to create an AI twin is to find a celebrity that matches your height, your skin tone, and your size and shape, because AI is referencing images online. And if there's a lot of pictures of that person online, that is the more accurate it's going to be. If there's not a lot of pictures, it's going to give you mixed results. But if you want to have a consistent character, this is the best way to do it. I took the prompt and I went down to the details to make sure that I had the ratio that I wanted. So as you can see, you can choose the ratio and the variations, but just be mindful that every time you change the variations or, just certain things like the quality, you'll notice that you're taking more of your credits, and these credits are not cheap. It is so easy to just go through a million of them so fast. So be looking at your credit balance to make sure that you aren't, wasting your credits like I did when I first got on here, like crazy. Now, the reason why I picked Kling is because it had the least amount of glitches for the best quality. Right now, there's so many different AI tools out there that can do the same thing, but I played with about like a dozen of them one night and found that Kling, it's user friendly. It doesn't have a lot of glitches, and really that's all you can ask for right now. Pretty much all of these apps come with lots of glitches, but you get over that. Even while I was making this video, CapCut continued to crash on me. It does that when it gets overwhelmed, so you don't lose anything, you just go right back into it. So that was generating. And while it was generating, I wanted to show you some of the images that I had made based off of my Beyonce prompt. This is what it looks like when I don't use my face as a reference. And then you need to see that in order to understand why it's so important to use that picture reference. Okay, so now let's look at what Kling thinks I look like based on my pictures. So as you can see, I kind of look like that, right? It's pretty close. There are some other apps that'll get you a little bit closer. Of course, I've used ChatGPT. ChatGPT right now is absolutely horrible at making AI twins. I played with that for months trying to do it, and it was a big waste of time. Midjourney and Pixie.ai. Pixie.ai is inside of Midjourney. So you'll have to have 2 subscriptions to do that. Theirs is accurate, but it's not without lots of hazards. So this is the cleanest I've come out, right? Getting close to where I am, what my face looks like as a twin, but it doesn't have all of those problems that Midjourney has. And ChatGPT is just always off, right? Now, there are probably lots of other AI twin apps you can use, but everything's so disconjointed. I'm going to show you how I make sure that my twin looks exactly like me. Now, as you can see, I use my face as a reference to get as close as possible. That's necessary for the next step. Whenever you're trying to put your face on top of one of these images, like if I was to put my face on any random blonde hair Latina, if her face does not look like mine, when I try to put my face on top of it, it's going to settle into her features. So if her nose is wider than mine, the picture is going to show it like that. It's going to look like me, but with a wider nose. Or smaller lips, depending, right? Or bigger lips, or bigger eyes, or smaller eyes. A chubbier face, a skinnier face. So the key is use the image reference first. That way, the overlay that's about to be put on top of the model settles in accurately. So it's almost as if like if you were doing my makeup, my style of makeup on a girl who almost looks like me, it's going to look, once I'm done with her makeup, she's going to look a lot like me because her features, already mimic or mirror mine. So it works the same way. So you go into the Facetune app and you pick your picture. Now, in Facetune, they have something called retake. I'm going to show you. Once I scroll, you're going to see an icon for a face. It's that one right there to the right of the screen at the bottom. Now, when I click that, you're going to see multiple options of me, and I'm just going to pick whichever one that matches better, whichever one I think looks the best, but then at the same time, which one matches the skin tone, right? Because it also shows me in different lighting settings. So as you can see, it's changing the face, and all of it looks like me, but just slightly different. And the reason why that is because it had you to create this AI twin inside Facetune, which this is the second app you'll have to get. You have to upload 10 images of yourself. Pretty standard whenever you're doing an AI twin thing on any type of app. You upload about 10 pictures of yourself, and then it will have analyzed your face for that. Now take a look at this picture. You notice something off? Yeah, I do too. Look at the legs. I have a third leg. So what I'm going to do is just crop that out. Now, they do have a vanish tool here in Facetune that works well. Facetune is worth it, guys. It's a great app. I do a lot of my work in Facetune. So I actually believe that, besides Kling, Facetune is going to be your best bet. And I'll show you the other app that I use because Facetune is imperfect as well. So I just cropped that leg out. I could have tried to erase the leg, but it would have been a lot of work and it's not worth it. Usually I use the vanish tool whenever it's something small, The smaller, the easier it is to get rid of. But that vanish tool right there, it's gone now, but it works pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my face to the rest of these models. Now, for now, the next app I'm going to show you is an optional. I have many reasons for using it. This is a face app. Now, if I ever have to change the hair color of my twin, and let's say there's multiple people in the picture, I need to use this app to change the hair color, right? So sometimes the AI will make a mistake and make the hair darker than I want it to be. And let's say there's a lot of people in the picture. Well, if I go to Facetune, they're going to turn everybody's hair blonde, right? Like I said, a lot of these apps have issues. But if I need to go in and make sure that only my hair turns blonde, this will be the app to use. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I am adding a glowing effect. Why is that? Because a lot of times AI makes me too pale. Sometimes it makes me a full-blown white woman. I've learned to tan myself up and put this golden hue or contour around my face using Face app. Well, watch me do it again. I'm going to take a picture that has my face looking ashy and dull or pale, and then I'm going to warm it up so it looks more natural. So as you can see, it's going to make me look more natural and also blend my face to the rest of my body. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I make that first image we started with move. Now, it's pretty much exactly the same. You just take the image, you want to click image to video. You take the image and then you put in your prompt. When you put in your prompt, it's going to give you a couple of options on the quality, how many you want, how long you want to be, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, etc. You saw many of those things before. There's really no difference. There's only a couple of tips I will give you. If you want to make your AI twin dance, make sure you use a picture like this where that person is alone. Because if you try to add multiple people, like let's say a group of people dancing around, it's going to look like a hot mess. I'll give you an example now. If you want it to have a specific movement, there is a feature inside of Kling. I've never used it. This is a imperfect app. So let's say, for instance, you say she's at a family reunion. What is it going to do? It's going to make everybody in the picture look like her, but too much, right? Now I put in my prompt, and my prompt is basically saying that she's having a nice conversation on the phone, right? Nothing too big. You'll notice that Kling will make your character's actions be really, really big for some reason. So if you're saying she's laughing, it's going to make it look like she's cracking up, dying laughing. So you would want to say something like, she's laughing gently, or she's subtly laughing. And then that way she'll have a normal laugh. Now, as you can see, I ran out of my junk, so I had to pay, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what the prices look like. So while that one's cooking, I wanted to show you an example of what I was talking about when I said, if you pick an avatar or picture of somebody that doesn't really look like you, it's going to be hard to like put your face on it and then it really look like you a lot. You'll have to tweak it. So I'm going to show you an example of what happens when you don't use a picture reference and you just use some picture from online. While I show you that, I'm going to also get this other prompt started. I wanted to make this picture on the inside of this television set dance, and I made the Barbie inside of it already look like me. And so I'll show you how that turned out. Anyway, this girl generally looks like me, but she doesn't really. So let me show you what happens when I put my face on top of hers. So it looks like me, but kind of like a great value version of me a little bit, or me on a bad day, or me like sick or extra fluffy or whatever, right? So what I do in the case that I have a picture of somebody that doesn't really look like me, I put my face on top of it, and then I put my face on top of it again because I'm resetting it, right? I'm resetting the wrong face with my facial features, and then I just keep putting my face on top of it until it actually looks more and more like me. So see, as you can see, I transformed it because I had to put my face on top of hers like 3 times, and that's why it looks accurate. Now, I bet you're wondering, how do I get that look where it looks like ultra retro, like 90s style? I'm going to show you that. But see, I'm fixing it a little bit because my jawline is sharp. So I wanted to like just make her jawline a little bit more sharp like mine, and it's a little bit more accurate. I'm a perfectionist like that, obviously. So I'm going to go to editing. Now you notice around the head, you see it blend out a little bit. Okay, that's from me putting my face on top of hers, and then it kind of went over the hair. Generally speaking, I would try to fix something like that, but I don't care that much right now. But this app has many tools. I just wanted to show you that. Now, in the adjustment tools, I'm going to show you how to make this picture look a little bit more 90s style. So we're going to put a vignette on it, right? Okay, then we're going to go to grain. That's like the secret sauce right there for making it look retro. Put grain on it, and then all you have to do is contrast it. See? Now see, doesn't that look a little bit more retro? Just like that? Why don't we see how that Barbie video came out? Oh, it looks terrible. So what happened? I don't know. It was only one subject, but it came out bad. I think possibly because of the background. I'm not sure. And while we're at it, let's see the first video. So see, I just said she's having a nice conversation on the phone. And look how big the actions are. Now I'm going to show you how I add sound. So I add sound into CapCut, and there you go again. Another app you have to buy. So we're up to 3, 4, Face app is optional. So you go into CapCut and then you click audio, and you put in what you want. Now, they are limited in what they have, but, listen to a few of them, see what you like. I found one to match, and because I don't really care, it's just for this example, I settled on this one. Yeah, you can also create your own sounds. You can speed them up. You can raise the pitch, lower the pitch. You can put sound effects on it. You can take a laugh that sounds like hee and make it sound like ho, 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 right? In a man's voice. So do whatever you like. Play around, have fun. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I add the transitions. So because I'm using colorful imagery here, I thought use a rainbow, right? And so you just go to transitions and you look through. You can obviously type in what you're looking for. I like the options that it has. And so I picked this one, the glitter one, as you can see, pretty easy. Now, let me show you how I add fonts. So there's a ton of options here for fonts. The easiest way is to go to text and then templates. That's how I got the imagery here that I used for the beginning of the video. Now, you can just go in and type things and then add effects to it later. Those effects look good as well. I'm going to add captions to this. And so it's really up to you. There's so many great options. So just be creative. Look at some tutorials on CapCut because CapCut has a lot of tools in it, and it's definitely worth it to buy if you like making stuff like this. Just as you saw, I added this video, right? This clip of me moving. I can add many others. You notice that I like to add in the TV, to give it that 90s flair. I add in some other effects. So when you click that effect button in CapCut, there's all kinds of fun things in there. Then there's also opening and closing or intro and outro aspects that you can add as well, just to give it that special touch. Just take advantage of it. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys.